Okay, you can see here I've taken the left front tire off and I've put a light in there so we can see what's going on. Okay, if you see right there, I'll just throw with my pointer here. Right there's the universal joint. You can see this kind of like a rusty colored dust on here. And that's a good sign that a universal joint is coming apart or dry on the inside, and eventually it's going to just wear right out. So I've already loosened off that bolt a little bit. And you can't really see it, but I've put two marks down here. One on this shaft, and then one on the case of the rack, just so that I can make sure that that shaft stays lined up with that other dot. So I'll get a socket in there, and take that bolt the rest of the way out. Had a little difficulty getting that bolt out of there, so I'll just get in there and get a little shot of this stuff. There. That should help get it loosened off. So we'll move to the inside and we'll get that one loosened off as well. Okay, I'll take you inside the car and show you how to access the inside. So we're just going right inside here. I'm just going to turn the camera around. Okay. So right up under the steering column, right just above the brake pedal, you can see the other half of the steering shaft there. All I have to do is that little bolt right there. Where is it? I'm working on a mirror here, so right there, that little bolt, take that out, and then the steering shaft should just come out and collapse on itself there. You may have to take a little bit of prying to get it loose off the shaft, but give it a shot and see what happens. Bear with me for a bit. It's almost like it's finger tight. Okay, there we go. Got that out. Let's see if I can wiggle this out of here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a blue mark there and a blue mark there, and that's the factory
marks. See how that just slipped right off? Collapse it down. There we go. It's disconnected here. So I just have to pull it out from the other side and pull it out of the firewall here.
Okay, I've come back under the car now, and I've let that WD-40 sit on there for a while. And you can see I've driven a small chisel into the split in the side of the universal joint, and that's just to relieve the pressure between the clamp and this steering shaft. And also up in here you can see that I've taken the rubber boot off and just let the shaft dangle on the inside, and it's reasonably loose. I'll see if I can just wiggle it off here. I don't know that I can. It's kind of awkward to get at. I might have to come underneath it and just with a little punch or something. Okay, so I'm just going to come up from right underneath it with a little, just a long extension, and see if I can just tap it out. There we go. Now I got this on a lift, but you know, if you choose the right tool to do this, you know, car on ramps or something like that, you'll be able to have no troubles getting this off. Okay, I got the old steering shaft out here. I'll just pull that off of there. And I'd just like to show you how badly worn this is. I don't know if you can see that movement there, but there's quite a bit of movement there. And it just feels like there's gravel in there. The whole joint is totally worn out. If you could just find a universal joint like this, I'm sure you could just replace that universal joint and save yourself a pile of cash. But I don't know where you would find a small universal joint like that. It very well could be proprietary. But I'm going to keep this one and look around and see if I can find one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just get in there with a rag and clean that joint up a little bit. And then I've got the new one in my hand here. I'll stick it through the firewall and see if we can get it to go on. Just give me a moment. And I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of anti-seize on the inside bore that goes over that shaft. Just in case anywhere down the line somebody needs to do this once again. The shaft should just slip off nicely, even though there was no trouble doing it today. This car has only got 100,000 kilometers on it, and it's just a few years old. So when the car is 15 years old, that very well may be a difference. Okay, we'll just go put this through the other side.
Can't really see what I'm doing here. Just going by feel. There we go, slipped right on. Let's turn that back around. That's where those little dots kind of come in handy. I can just turn it so that it turns until it lines up. And I'll get the new bolt. Go. Torque it to the appropriate spec, and that side's in. Let's give her one more little go around the inside and do that side now. Okay, we're back around the other side of the car now, and we'll work on getting the inside part back connected. I'll just turn the camera around, get it hooked up here. See if you can see what's going on. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So first thing I want to do is just to make sure that my factory marks are lined up, which they're not. Oh. Just a little too fat to be in here. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just get this up here. Factory marks are lined up. Get this in there. There we go. Get the new bolt. I can just turn it a little bit to line up. There's a cutout on the steering shaft. And you have to kind of line up that cutout with the bolt, otherwise the bolt won't go in. New bolt here as well. Not a whole lot of room to work under these things, but it's reasonable. I just have the seat tilted all the way back so that my legs can go up the back of the seat, and it's not too bad. Lots of steering troubles with these cars. The motors go. There's lots of rattling from the inside the steering box here. Well, my camera shut off at the tail end of that last little clip, so I just wanted to say you need to look up the tightening spec for these bolts that you're putting on here. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but look it up for yourself. All we have left to do here today is put this boot back on. So the boot just pushes down into place, and there's a lip on the other side. I'll go on the other side and push it through, and once it's pulled through on the other side, the steering job's pretty much done. All I have left to do is put on some of these panels here that I took off for a little easier access. Hope that video helps you out if you have intermediate steering shaft problem. And thanks for watching. Bye now.